Alright guys, give you a little bit of update on my experiment with an attorney. It's pretty interesting. He admits, I got him to admit that he cannot challenge jurisdiction. And so let's see if this stays recording while I...
Under the rules of professional conduct. So, because you're a bar attorney? Yeah. The bar would penalize you? That would be a risk. So, can you recuse yourself then? I can, yeah. Not a problem. Yeah. Okay. So, I'll be happy to let the court know. Well, not only that, then there's my motion to dismiss that they haven't answered. And, yeah. You know. So that would be, then they just don't have any grounds. The court to tell the prosecution to answer that. So you can't raise those arguments? I can't raise because of the bar? Yeah. Seriously? So it is true? Yeah. Really is true. You can't raise jurisdictional... I can raise matters. Not if they've been decided by a court before, and let them argue in court. Where has it been decided that the state just automatically has jurisdiction without proving jurisdiction? On and for the record. Well, I mean... Do you have case law for that? Because I haven't seen any. No. But like, I've got that. Yeah. I've got the... I mean, I really like that you're involved in this. Got the... Hang on. Wait. Maybe it's in my motion to dismiss.
Anyways. So, pretty much, I don't know what the heck court date today was. It's a district court for the driving with license suspended and not cooperating with a police officer or identifying myself or whatever it is they're charging me with for not identifying myself until after they threatened to take me to jail. Okay, my counsel experiment turned into counsel going bye-bye because they can't raise jurisdictional issues or even make a request or demand that jurisdiction be on and for the record. And you'll hear in just a few moments what the attorney's excuse was. And it something about was it ethical something or other, I don't remember, code of ethics or something. And then yeah, it's freaking ridiculous. And so when I was in front of the judge and he was explaining, well, my client wants me to raise these issues that I don't think I can raise, and he didn't admit it was because he's part of the bar while he was in the court. But he did before court. And so while he's in court, he cited some code of ethics or something from their bar book or something like that. And then the judge opened it up, read it, and then he said, basically what your lawyer is saying is that he feels that your arguments have no foundation in law. And I said, I don't understand how my arguments don't have any foundation in law when they're backed by law. And then he goes, well, maybe you're just misapplying the law. And I said, well, whatever. And he's like trying to talk me out of firing the attorney. And the attorney was saying that he's going to withdraw. And so anyways, now I'm back where I should be without an attorney, which is proper. But it's definitely an interesting experiment, and I got the guy to admit that he can't raise jurisdiction as an issue. They automatically, like everybody says, turn you over to the jurisdiction of the court. And then, so then what? Then I was like, well, I also told him, not only are there no facts to prove that I'm in the plaintiff and that the plaintiff's laws apply and jurisdiction over me is on for the record, not only don't they have all that, but I also have the RCWs to prove that the fictional personal driver's license is a fraud. It's not written in the RCWs. So there's no real such classification as a personal driver's license. The only legitimate licenses sold are Class A, Class B, and Class C. And I wanted to show how there was a fraud being perpetrated. Not only do they not have jurisdiction, not only do the laws not apply, but the plaintiff is a fiction at law, and you can't be in the plaintiff. If you can't physically be in the plaintiff. How can you be in the plaintiff? You can't be. And so I was gonna make him raise all these issues to the jury and show the case law and the RCWs that expose the fraud that's going on and the scam that's going on, and also talk about how, you know, they pull you over for a tail light out, and that's not a crime, so there's no probable cause for the arrest. And they're like, well, you weren't arrested, you were detained. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, but a detainment constitutes a custodial arrest. Any limit on your freedom to move about, no matter how slight, is an arrest or a kidnapping. Okay? Isn't that the idea? If somebody says you're not free to leave, especially if they're wearing a uniform and a gun on their hip, that you would assume that you are under arrest. So then, when you are under arrest, they should be citing the Miranda warning immediately before they begin their investigation. But they don't ever do that. And I was going to expose that, as well as the fact that the taillight out was not a crime. It even says it on the frickin' ticket. Where's the ticket? Ticket. I don't know where my ticket is. Doodah. I don't know where my ticket is all the doodah day. Here it is. Sorry, it's kind of dark. Whoa, maybe I should turn a freaking light on. So I could show you what I'm getting at here. I'm going to turn the light on. Okay, so this is an infraction. This is a non-criminal offense for which you cannot go to jail. See that? So that's the initial reason for the stop. Check out my badass new gaming computer. It's got the i5 7th gen with a GTX 1050 in it, man. Oh, cool. Anyways. The point is they didn't have probable cause for the stop, because probable cause is reasonable articulable suspicion to believe that one has been, is about to be, or is involved in a crime. A tail light out is not a crime, as you just seen there. So if a tail light out is not a crime, they had no probable cause. Besides that, what happens when the police turn on their lights? You're under arrest. It's a custodial arrest. You are in the custody of the arresting officer, and then they walk up to your window and they demand evidence against you. Just your name is evidence against you. You must identify yourself. Well, what's your probable cause? Well, your tail light's out. Is that a crime? No, it's not a crime. So what they should all be doing is Mirandizing when they walk up to the window. And then you'd have a whole bunch of people saying, well, I want my attorney and I'm going to remain silent before you begin any further investigation. And then they have this RCW where, well, if you're pulled over for a traffic infraction and you don't identify yourself, then we can arrest you. So they just totally contradict themselves 100%. You've already been placed under arrest, but they're talking about actually taking you to the jail. So it's just a I fucking hate this goddamn system. I tell you what, I fucking hate them. I fucking hate them. I'm so sick of their bullshit. PR fucking bullshit. Man, I tell you what. So anyways, I'm hopefully getting a hold of Mark Stevens on the Skype, and I'm going to really, really get ready for this trial, for this motions hearing. I managed to remember they were just going to kind of override my motion to dismiss, and I said, you know, hey, I need the plaintiff to answer my motion. I filed a motion like a month ago, and it hasn't been answered, so, you know, technically they should be in default. But so I did like Mark Stevens did and made this where the hell is it? Made this I made this version of the unsigned plea of guilty. And basically what I say is I enter this plea of guilty. The nature and cause of the proceedings have been fully explained to me in detail. The fictional plaintiff, State of Washington, has fully answered my demur point for point in a full rebuttal in writing, and facts proving jurisdiction over me are on and for the record as required by law. And I am knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily entering this plea of guilty and waiving my right to an appeal. Now, it's an unsigned one, and I said, you know, if the prosecutor will answer my motion to dismiss point for point in with a full rebuttal, as it says in my unsigned plea of guilty, then, you know, I'll plead guilty as long as they can prove that their laws apply to me. And that's what Mark Stevens is talking about. He's, you know, it's all about you prove your laws apply to me. If you can't prove your laws apply to me, then you just don't have any standing. And apparently, they aren't gonna answer that. So, they were just gonna bypass that. And I said, wait a minute, I got this motion to dismiss in there, and I want it answered. So, can we have a motions hearing? We set this for a motions hearing. So they set it for a motions hearing. It's a motions hearing and readiness hearing. So they're hoping to just bypass my motion really quick. But, you know, I've got some really good questions and some really good objections that I'm going to bring up, as we've gone over many times in my previous videos. And we'll see how they respond to that. And then if they move forward and win, you know, because they're probably just going to do that. We're going to move forward, and more than likely, and then I'm going to go to trial, and I'm going to cross-examine the crap out of them. I'm going to expose some of their scams, and so I'm hoping to get some really good pointers from Mark Stevens on this, and also be ready for the appeals process. Now, you got to understand that your whole entire time dealing with these criminals is that, or parasites, should I say, they're just, I don't know what to call them. They're just fucking ridiculous bunch of fucking douchebags, man. So, you're setting yourself up to win on appeal. You're challenging jurisdiction, and you're showing to the best of your ability that they're denying you the right to know the nature and cause of the accusations, and you're denying that you're even innocent. And what's really weird is they never made me enter a plea, and they didn't even try to enter a plea for me. They're just kind of moving along without a plea entered into this situation now, which I kind of thought about that after I left the court today. Like, hey, wait a minute, they didn't even ask me to enter a plea, because if they were going to be like, well, how do you plea? I'm going to say, well, I'm not required to create a controversy where none exists. So That being said, if the plaintiff will answer my motion in full rebuttal in writing, in detail, point for point, then I'll just plead guilty. If they can prove jurisdiction, their laws apply, I'll plead guilty. That's a fair deal. And so, interesting. Very, very interesting. So anyways, I'm going to attach the little recording the little snippet out of my conversation with my attorney right prior to the hearing, and you get to hear that it is true. They are not allowed to challenge jurisdiction. Admitted from the mouth of the bar attorney. All right. So, if anybody has some good pointers that aren't complicated, let's talk about that real quick. If you're into listening to some of these complicated things, I get a lot of people on my videos messaging me and saying to do all this weird stuff, like, maybe it's weird, maybe it's not to you, but it is to me. Like, gosh, is it this one? I don't remember which video it's in, but one of these two videos has people telling me to establish the all capital letter name as a business of some sort. The other people are saying to put a common law copyright on it. Some other people say to, what was it? There's all kinds of different weird ideas. Like, and then you got the other guys that, oh, you do your UCC1 and claim the straw man, blah, blah, blah. Well, I did a lot of research into that, and I came to the conclusion that doing a straw man, doing a claim or a lien against the straw man, it ain't gonna stop a fucking court from doing anything. I don't know where they think, I don't know. Whatever. So, there's so many different ideas, and then they're like, you should sue them, and like, yeah, I want to sue them, but I haven't figured that part of the game out yet. And really, quite frankly, I don't fucking care a whole lot about suing them. I care more about them leaving me the fuck alone. And I don't know how to get them to fucking do that. I'm sick of it, man. Like, they just trump shit up, do whatever they want, can't prove their laws apply, keep moving, no plea entered into the court, and they're still moving forward. Like, it's just, oh man, it is such a fucking Mickey Mouse show here. I tell you what, when this shit's over, provided I'm not in fucking prison, I'm saving up money, and I'm getting the fuck out by probably before the snow flies. I'm bouncing. I'm done. Just save up 5 to 10 grand and get the fuck out of here. I'm done with this shithole. These motherfuckers. I don't know. That could change. I mean, if I actually win or whatever, they start leaving me alone, it could change, but I can't really foresee it happening because, man, other people are making other countries look so much better than this stupid shithole full of policy enforcing scumbags that freaking steal, lie, and kill for a living under color of law. Now, if any of you people are wiser than me and actually know how to do something and want to do something, don't just tell me what to do. I don't know how to do it. I've never done it. I start looking into shit and it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm overwhelmed with all kinds of crap. Plus, I have a fucking daily job because I'm a good slave like everybody else. So, you know what I'm saying? I just want to beat these fucking lower courts. And get them to leave me alone. That's all I want. And if I can't win, then fuck them. I'm out of this country. This is the last time I'm playing court games. I'm telling you what. This is the fucking last time. You trolls and you bureaucrats and you fucking drones. All y'all motherfuckers can lick nuts. I'm sick of it. Sick and fucking tired of it. Motherfuckers manipulating and fucking with my life. I'm sick of it. Get it? I want you fucks to fuck off. I'm done.